Dungeons.tech is essential for running my D&D games. With just the click of a button, I can generate as much as a whole city, complete with shops and NPCs, or as little as a single NPC. This saves me tons of time, so I can focus on my players and story hooks. Go to Dungeons.tech to learn more about how you can make the most of your time as a DM.
Hey, I'm Jackson.
And I'm Dylan.
Join us as we play D&D adventures from the community.
We'll play an hour of a campaign we found online, and we'll let you know what we think about it. So how are you liking Starlink?
I love it compared to what I had. I was paying $160 for 8 megs, and I wasn't even getting that. It was, and now I'm pushing 150.
Yeah. Oh, who do we got here? What's that pupper's name?
That's Sammy. He's a jerk.
Sammy. Have you met Nancy yet, Chad?
I have. You had her down here, didn't you?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I brought her to Blaine and Abigail's. I remember that now. We're trying to get them on, but they're busy with being teachers and stuff. This whole thing, I hope I don't get caught swatting at this fly that is in my house. So, Chad, I'm really excited that you're on because you're the person that introduced me to Dungeons and Dragons. You know that, right?
I did not know that. I knew that we had played. I didn't know I had introduced Jackson to it. I thought y'all had played around before me.
I played once, but then I joined in that campaign that Dylan was DMing that you were in.
Yeah. But by proxy, you introduced Jackson.
Yeah.
to D&D.
Okay, that's fair. Like I'm the grandfather of it. Like you kind of daddied him in, and I was the grandfather. I got you.
Yeah. You're the D&D granddaddy.
I had just started playing about a year before we played. I don't even think it was a year. I think it was 6 months. A group of friends had said something about playing, and I had never played and always wanted to. So we played. I played a ranger for my first one. My first campaign, I cut someone's head off and made everybody throw up at the table. It was the most interesting thing that happened that night.
So your first campaign, you DM'd?
I did not. I was just a ranger, but I had rolled a nat 20 and the DM was like, you cut his head clean off and it rolls across the floor, and everybody made con saves and everybody rolled like a nat 3 or something and just started throwing up all over each other. It was crazy.
That's amazing. That's awesome. What character was that with?
I think the name of him was Drag Isle or something like that, but it was a Elven Ranger is what he was. And because I thought that's all I wanted to play, but come to find out, I actually like the really complicated characters like druids and warlocks and mages. Those are the fun ones.
Yeah. Jackson, so far, what do you like playing more, like class wise?
Well, I'm back. Well, I don't want to spoil tonight, but probably a rogue. I like to be the sneaky, more conniving.
Rogues are a lot of fun when you get into role play. I think that's where rogues really shine.
And they absolutely wreck everyone because sneak attack.
Yeah.
So I think I remember the first time Jackson played. Was it my bachelor party, Jackson?
Where it was at,
or was it
Blaine's
before
house?
That? We played that round for my bachelor party, which was before then, I think.
I don't know. I don't remember.
So me and Cole put together character sheets for everyone, and we got you a rogue because you are just a sneaky little turd. And we made Blaine a barbarian.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
Because Nigel DM'd, and I played, I don't know, probably a wizard or something. I wasn't worried about what I played. I was just really worried about everyone else. I was excited for everybody else to play and for Nigel to DM.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think I like playing bards just because I think naturally I'm a little bardish.
The relatability is there.
Yeah,
I like to play really charismatic people who really just want to talk a lot, and I think that has something to do with the underlying childhood I had.
Yeah.
I kind of always wanted to be the center of attention kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I really I don't know. I dig it whenever I play D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can relate.
So what does that mean, that if I'm a rogue all the time?
You like to lay low?
You want to steal stuff, probably. 5% discount kind of thing, sticky hands.
Yeah, that's true. I do shoplift a lot.
Yeah. So Chad, one thing about you as a player, you like to play with what's the word, like social themes. So I played like a straight up lawful good rogue, not rogue, a lawful good. Oh my gosh, what was he?
What, the other night?
No. It was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I played like a lawful good character, and Chad played Dragix. Was that his name?
Yeah,
and he was like
a druid. Yeah, you were a monk.
Like, yes, I was a monk. You were like chaotic good.
Yeah.
So he was like the nicest thing ever, but he didn't understand social constructs.
Oh, that's fun.
So he would just like walk into people's house and steal. And I was just always apologizing for him because I thought because Cole was DMing, I thought Cole was just gonna have somebody fight us and kill us. Which the funny thing about a druid is if that happens, the druid just turns into an ape or a bear and everything's fine.
Yeah, and just crash through the walls and disappear into the woods. It's exactly what happened. Druids are a blast to play. I think that's, and maybe aside from the class I built tonight, which we'll see how it goes when we're playing, but the druid was my favorite one thus far. Okay.
Yeah, well, I am ecstatic to play. So why don't we go ahead and jump into it? How's that sound?
Yeah,
sounds good to me.
There's a group they once met in a tavern. They traveled and slayed a big wyvern. What follows is a story leading to their glory. So take a seat and listen as they play a new adventure each week. It's a desert landscape just outside of the large city of Pine. Two weary travelers are making their way between two huge sand dunes. And just as these two characters turn the corner of one of the sand dunes, there is just a landscape full of city and lush grass and large trees. And as we pan up from the worn boots of a traveler, we see the torso of this being. Jackson, why don't you introduce us to who we're meeting today?
So you see a human, about 6 feet tall. He's got not a long beard, but a decent length beard. He's wearing big brown leather boots, some ragged cloth pants, one of those shirts that you tuck in. It's buttoned up and you tuck it in, but it's really like flowy, kind of like the pirate shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a bandana folded up like a headband wrapped around his head. And his name is Thomas Rayburn, the rogue.
Thomas, awesome. Okay, and as he steps forward, we see another being creep his gaze around him and look at the city from behind him. Chad, what do we see?
You see a 6 foot tall half-elven being with goggles strapped to his eyes. As he looks over the landscape, he kind of says something to himself, and you see his armor, this silver plate armor with these blue streaks that kind of slide in and out like veins in the crevices, power up, and you see start to emit this blue light from the center of his chest, and his gauntlet starts to shine kind of a shiver, like a bluish silver aura to it. He's got a hilt on his side. He's got random pouches with gadgets in them. And his helmet kind of comes down half head, but as you look at him, you can start to see through the goggles are clear, and he's got these pale blue eyes and this like a 5 o'clock shadow on his face. His name is Baron, the half-elf artificer.
Ooh, awesome. Cool. Okay, so as these two traveling men are walking around, they're walking towards the city. You're beginning to smell a little bit of water in the air. as you're coming up to the city of Pine, which has a river going through it, actually, and you can tell the city is there because of the water that flows through it and all the vegetation and the life. The sun is beating down on you and it's super hot, and all of a sudden the sun is blocked out and the temperature drops at least 5 or 6 degrees. And as you look up to see what blocks the sun out, you see a giant Zeppelin blocking out the sun, the size of 4 dragons, just going over slowly, and you hear the from flames pushing it forward. And eventually, after a solid 30 seconds of being in this shade, the shadow moves past you and it keeps going. And you notice 3 or 4 more of these Zeppelins are leaving the city. You get to the city gates and there's just business all over. You'll see right at the entrance where you're coming in, you're now parallel to the river. There's a sign that says Pine Skyport, and this is where a majority of these Zeppelins are coming from. Across the river on the other side, there's a bridge that goes from this side to the other side, and it just says Exotic Stables. And you see a couple of creatures. There's some horses, but you also notice some griffins are poking their head out. And as you're walking by, you hear a handler like, "Oh, you dang animal!" And he's like chaining this griffin up and moving it down. He's like, "You're going to be the death of me." And he's like chaining up this griffin. And yeah, the city is yours. There is down the road, there is like shops, all kinds of stuff. Feel free to do it, whatever you'd like. You'll also notice just ahead of you, there's the Town's Guard headquarters. And then just random, like you haven't taken time to see the names of them yet, but there's just random taverns that just kind of pop up as you walk past them. Cool. What would you like to do?
Well, I think I should power down. It don't look like there's going to be too much drama here. And with that, my armor will start to retract within itself. The kind of blue electric aura it was putting off goes away, and there's these vents on the calves and on the back plates that open, and smoke kind of pushes itself out as all of my armor retracts itself, and I seem to be a smaller version of what I was before. Mm-hmm. What do you think we should do first? We could head to the taverns, find out if there's any jobs, maybe people who need help.
Yeah, I think first thing I want to hit up the ammunition store, get a couple more rounds for my revolver that is hanging on my hip.
I didn't notice that before. That's a pretty fancy gadget you got there. Where'd you get that?
I made it myself. It uses the same ammo as, I assume, the common handgun that the authorities use around here, but no one in my city had one yet, so I just built one myself.
Do you mind if I take a look at it? I find myself a bit of a mastermind with this sort of thing. Help yourself. Be careful. There's only one shot in there right now until I go get more. I'm going to hand you the gun. Trigger discipline all the way. My daddy taught me well. And I'm just going to look over the gun, kind of admire its handiwork and how it was put together.
You can tell it's like the basic shape of a revolver, but you can tell like the barrel is clearly like hand sawn off of something else, just repurposed parts, lots of wrappings and tapes holding it together.
I'm going to go ahead and hand it back. It's mighty fine work, so you did a real good job.
Thank you.
You lead the way. I'll follow you if you'd like.
Okay, I want to start walking down the street and starting to read the shop names.
Okay. There's the VWI House, which looks like a tavern. The Blue Plate House, which looks like it has different pieces of armor, looks like traveling gear. There's a place called Schmidt Supply. It looks like it just like the one. It's just a general store.
How long have our characters known each other? Are we pretty well acquainted?
Yeah, as long as you'd like to be.
I know we've been around each other for a while. For some reason, I never noticed that pistol on your side. I guess my daddy was right when he said I was a bit naive when it came to my surroundings.
Well, I do keep it covered up most of the time. I like to stay I like to blend in with my surroundings. I'm not trying to draw too much attention to myself here. And I actually don't have much money, so I'm going to try to get my equipment without paying for it. If that's something you're uncomfortable with, I recommend you stay outside the store.
I wouldn't say I'm uncomfortable with it, but if we find ourselves in a tussle, I could probably be handy. Either my words will get us through it or my armor will. One of the two.
Okay. Well, I think this store is the one. You ready to head in?
Yeah, you let me know whenever you find what you need, and I'll keep him occupied, if you know what I'm saying. And I'll wink with both eyes, like kind of blink at you.
Okay, I'm going to pull my headband down, like unfold it into a classic bandana over the nose and head into the store.
Nice. To the Schmidt supply place?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're leaving this main entrance to the city, you have to cross the bridge after you see this big sign, and you're walking past the stables with the griffins and the horses and all the animals, and you see just like this open shop. The front wall is just completely open. There's a couple of beams like holding the front end, and it's like sheet metal top. And as you get closer, you see it opens up in the back into like a larger building, and there's just random clothes, there's boots. You will notice there's some like secondhand guns that look just purely utilitarian, like they're not fancy or anything. They're like hunting or self-protection type of weapons. And you see barrels of what you would know kind of look like barrels of black powder. Essentially, like they have like a common symbol that black powder barrels would have. And you guys walk up, and there's just a middle-aged gentleman just kind of with his back turned, tinkering with something. He doesn't seem to notice when you guys walk up.
I want to scan real quick. Do I see any? I'm looking for some 7.62 ammo already made, or do I just see the like the gunpowder? And
go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm gonna try to help him look and see if I see anything for him too.
Do you want to roll separately or let him do it with advantage?
You got a pretty high perception because I got a +0. So
yeah, I got +3.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him do that double time.
All right, 15.
Okay, with a 15, you do see kind of at the wall, like behind the counter, the wall that he's facing, like, you know, when you go to Walmart where all the bullets are, they're like kind of in a case. Like there's a case behind the counter, which he is facing, tinkering this stuff that has boxes of what look like ammunition. And he still, you hear like a ratchet kind of noise. He's working on something. Yeah, and the bullets are like right in front of him pretty much.
Excuse me, sir.
And just a minute, all right?
All right.
He's all right. That's better. And this guy turns around. He's got kind of slick back blonde hair, a grizzled face, and he's got goggles on. He pulls his goggles up, and the skin that his goggles were covering is kind of just clean, and his grimy face looks very contrasted compared to the skin that was under the goggles. He's like, how you boys doing? I'm Leon here. I work for Schmidt Supply here. I'm working on some tools here. How can I help you? You guys need some boots? You need something to polish those goggles with, smarty boy? And he kind of looks at you, Baron.
Oh, Leon, name's Baron, so it's a pleasure to meet you. I was just wondering if I could take a look at some of your supplies, your rifles, your guns. I'm a bit of a tinkerer, and I like to take inspiration from other people's work.
Sure. My Uncle Schmidt, he usually knows more about it, but yeah, let's go look at the walls over here. And he kind of ushers you towards the wall across from him that kind of had a couple of the guns. He's like, this one here is pretty cool, and he pulls it off, and you can tell he's comfortable with the gun. Like he pulls the lever back, and he's showing you. He's like, see, it's pretty clean. It's this one here shoots I don't know, 20 caliber bullets. I don't know. My like I said, my Uncle Schmidt, he's the guy to really talk to about the bullets and whatnot. But if you're really interested, you come back later tonight if you wanted to try one out or learn more about them or how they work. I work more mechanical type of stuff.
Oh, really? Like, you mind telling me what it is you work on usually?
Yeah, actually, and he kind of walks back over to the counter. What are you doing, Thomas?
Would I have had a chance when he walked away to make a move for the ammo?
Make a roll like a initiative. Make a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. 22.
Okay, let's see what I roll here. Let's see if you got this. Yeah, with a 10. While they were talking, you were able to do whatever you need to do depending on how well you roll for, your ability check or whatever. What are you
Okay,
trying
I just
to do?
want to just hop the counter, grab one box of the ammo. And is it are there a bunch of boxes? Can I kind of pull some forward and make it look like one's not missing?
There are a bunch of boxes. You could easily do that. I'm gonna have you run a stealth check.
Okay.
To get over the counter.
Okay, it's gonna be 18.
18. Okay, and now he's still in conversation with Baron, and you will now make an investigation check to find the right caliber.
Would I see him jump over the counter? Would I be like looking in that direction?
I would think you guys would kind of be parallel, like both your backs to it. You can make a perception check. Are you rolling this to see if you want to try to distract him more before he turns around?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. Yeah, make a perception check to see if you know this is happening.
That's not gonna happen. It's a nat 1 on that one.
You're really excited about the gear, and you're like, yeah, please turn around and show me what you're talking about.
I'm more distracted than the shopkeeper that I was supposed to be distracting. I apologize.
Yeah. Well, nothing bad has happened yet. What was your investigation?
14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go turn my AC off.
Okay.
Sorry. Here.
The shopkeeper's completely gone. If you just want to scoop all of the ammo, we're good to go, man. Just take it.
Yeah, before Dylan gets back, I grab everything off the shelves.
Just write it in your inventory. He doesn't even need to know. Anyways.
Oh.
Put it in your inventory. Okay. Okay, so with a 14, you do find the right caliber box. You pull it up. It's a little lighter, but as you notice that, the shopkeeper is starting to turn around. I will give you another stealth check to see if you can get over the counter without him noticing.
Okay, let's see. 24.
Okay, yeah.
I have really high stealth, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you do find a box. It seems lighter. It definitely doesn't have all the rounds in it that you were expecting. And you do get over the counter, no problem. And like it's literally you get your feet over the counter, and then like he looks up and he's like, yeah, so this over here is what I was working on. It's so you put a shell like any other kind of shotgun shell or something like that in here, but instead of like a slug or pellets, there's like this little sensor that we shoot into the ground, and it lets us look like deep into the ground to see like if there's any preserves or like oils or anything like that. It's pretty good. The city's paying me a pretty penny to build it.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I'm assuming that's some of that newer technology. What they call it, radar, I believe. Sonar. I'm sorry, sir.
It's similar. It uses some kind of a arcane energy mixed with like some modern technologies. I don't got a name for it yet. There's this guy and across the country. I can't remember where he's at, but yeah, there's this guy that came into town, told me about it, gave me some good ideas. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. What do you got any cool projects or anything? And he kind of like leans in towards you, like really excited to talk about tech with somebody.
I'm gonna look at Thomas and kind of like give him like a blink real fast.
the double wink.
And then I'm gonna pull back and be like, it's funny you should ask that. This is actually my own design. And with that, I'll like power up and you'll see the blue silvery electricity kind of start crackling around my body. The helmet, the goggles will drop down and cover my eyes. and you'll see like my chest start to radiate a certain kind of energy. I'm like, this is of my own creation. I call this a type of armor that I have written down. Armor of magical strength. It actually, and like I kind of get bigger and kind of fill up more space. It does a lot, and it protects me really well.
It's really strong. Try to punch it.
All right. So, what is it? Is it like arcane or is it like electricity? How's this thing powered?
It's a little bit of both, you could say. It's sort of like your invention over there, sir.
All right. Well, let me try it. And he kind of like reaches back. He's like, "You sure?"
Have at it.
Okay. And he doesn't like punch with his fist, but he like open hand pushes. Let's roll the hit. A 15.
A 15, it hits. Kind of pushes me back a little bit.
He hits 3 points of damage, unarmored or unarmed.
Nice.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I could feel that." And he's kind of like holding his wrist. He's like, "Yeah, that's pretty sturdy though. Yeah, that's cool."
Yeah, that's not even the best part. You see, the craziest thing about this is I can do this, and I will cast lightning launcher. Let me find it real fast.
What is this?
Lightning launcher.
Or lightning lure, there it is. I create a lash of lightning energy that strikes at one creature of your choice that you can see within 15 feet of you. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line towards you, and then take 1d8 lightning damage if it is within 5 feet of you. I'm going to aim at one of the shelves away from him. I'm actually going to aim at the ammo behind him and see if I can pull some ammo towards me, if that's possible.
Okay.
Nice.
So I will roll that. Let me get it pulled up on D&D Beyond.
Real quick, is this item on D&D Beyond? Where'd you get this item?
It's a spell.
It's a spell.
It's part of the Artificer. I can't say that right. Artificer?
Maybe.
Yeah. It's part of my class. It's a feature. It's a cantrip. That, and I have Booming Blade, which I'll explain that in a little bit. I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll do it. Roll a. Ooh, you don't ever get to do these. Roll a percentile dice. I'm gonna say it's like a 30% chance that you get the right bullets, unless like it specifically says on the spell.
Oh no, it just pulls somebody towards me. I target something and it pulls it towards me.
Okay,
47.
Yeah. So you'd have to get below a 30. So no.
Okay. But so lightning leaves out of my gauntlets and just and like a full whip, like think Iron Man 2 the villain kind of thing.
Thanks, man. How much you want for that thing? Because I think I could get my uncle to pay some good money for that.
You see, this is my life work. I've worked on this my whole life. My whole village really got behind me, and they believe in me. They believe I can accomplish great things, and I think I only accomplished those things with this armor. So I'm sorry, so this just not for sale.
Yeah, I respect that. If I was to,
maybe your uncle might be interested in this product I designed. I'm gonna pull out my revolver and just kind of highlight it for him. It's a firearm that as soon as you fire one, it automatically loads the next one for you. It can hold up to 6 bullets.
Oh, it's just got like a revolving chamber.
Yeah.
Just like it revolves back in.
Yeah, exactly. As I'm doing this, part of the wrapping kind of falls off. The barrel starts to slide. I just kind of fix it up real quick and hold it still. And
man, you got a real piece of work there.
Just let me know if your uncle is interested. I'm always down to make money.
That's a pretty cool technology. I mean, I'll ask him when he comes by tonight. You guys going to be around town tonight?
I plan on it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Think we have anything else planned? Hey, speaking of which, you wouldn't happen to know where we could find some work, do you?
Oh man, well, the middle of town is the courthouse. They're always, there's bounties all the time. There's the tavern's always got like a bulletin board of some sort. I mean, you may need to you could board an airship if it's if it needs people, like, pirates are a thing nowadays, so people usually hire in for that kind of stuff. But oh geez. And he looks out the door behind you, and he kind of looks. He's like, "Oh man, this is just embarrassing." And he's looking out into the streets, and you see across the street from you guys is kind of the like courthouse area, and you see this older man walking with like this bigger guy that's dressed really nice. What were you about to say, Chad, before I interrupted you?
I was like in the middle of him talking, I'm just gonna like turn around and look and just quit what I was saying and just be like, that wouldn't happen to be your uncle, would it?
The guy he's looking at?
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's this poor guy. He is his daughter like got caught like stealing something or something like that, and this Judge Boone guy has hated this family for years. He hates what do you call those horned ladies? They've got the tieflings. Yeah, the tieflings. He doesn't like tieflings. It's like every tiefling that comes into his courtroom, he sends off to the prisons on one of the airships, and he just doesn't even care. And this poor guy, his daughter's half and half human, half tiefling, and that makes it worse for him. And the judge sent his daughter to prison just for summoning a flock of pigeons above the holy archpriest statue. Like, who even cares, right? But somebody turned her in, and then as he's talking, you hear this older guy saying, "She's just a kid. Please let her go. This is barbaric." And then you hear this booming, deeper, proper voice that says, "She has committed a crime, my dear boy, and the crime must be punished. Justice must be served. She will pay her crimes. She will pay indeed." And he kind of walks off, and this older man just kind of like, I'll pay you. And he like trips over his own feet and kind of drops a couple of pieces of gold. And the judge just kind of walks off and just smirks and starts walking down the street. You hear your buddy here, what was his name? Leon, says, "Yeah, man, it's a bad case." And he's just kind of, you guys, all three are just kind of looking at this old guy, like, really sad, just picking up his coins. He's got like a scuffed elbow.
If I can, I'm gonna step towards him if he's close enough and try to help him pick it up.
Yeah, he's like right outside the door at this point, and he's like, "Oh, thank you. It's been a rough day."
It seems like is there anything I could do to help? I know you don't know me from Adam, but I assure you I'm here to help.
And he kind of is like taken back. He kind of looks up at you, and he's like, "We get some weird people in this city, but this is elaborate. I needed this." And he's like, "I'm having a bad day. What's your name?" I'm Thomas."
And Thomas, my name's Baron. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, "My name's Thomas also," and shake his hand.
Oh.
Look at this. We got Thomas squared in the area. And your day just got better. I believe that's nothing but luck.
Yeah. I feel so bad though. I feel like I left my daughter Annabelle down. She's got to spend another month or so in the desert caves mining for the city. The city's just so corrupt, like, I wish we could do something.
Where are the caves? Where are the caves?
Oh, you guys haven't heard of the caves? You must be new to town.
To be honest, this is my first city. This is my first city. I've never seen anything like it. Truly quite a marvel.
He says they're like 3 days travel by airship south. They're loading Annabelle up right now, I assume. I won't see her for months. I just feel so bad. And he starts to kind of like weep, and he's like, "Her mom left. I got money. Could you guys, like, I've got no friends, but I've got money. Could you guys help, like?" And he kind of like looks around suspiciously, and he kind of like whispers to both of you, "I'd pay you really good money to get her off that airship."
If we get her off the airship, get her back to you, will you guys be able to keep her from just going straight back to prison? I mean, it sounds like this judge has it out for you.
he does. We will leave the town. We've been trying to leave the town, but with just no opportunity, we've been stuck,
I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. And I'm gonna reach down and grab him in a bear hug. And like
Nice.
my gears are gonna grind as they like power on, and I'm gonna pull him to me and kind of lift him off the ground a little bit. And I'm just gonna like lightly weep. I just can't believe that the world is like this. I'm so sorry. And then I'm gonna let him down softly.
I don't know if I should make you roll a deception check or.
I was 100% sincere. It was 100%
okay.
sincere.
Just make a charisma check.
Just straight charisma.
Freak him out.
Just straight charisma. I just want to see if this comes off as
14.
that's good enough. It wasn't a 3 or something. And he's like, "Wow, you guys are hospitable." Yeah, that word.
My buddy here's new to the city life.
As I wipe a tear.
Well, I know she's scheduled to get on one of the airships sometime today. They'd probably have the schedule at the Crown's Guard headquarters.
All right, well, Baron, it sounds like we better get a move on if we want to get her off that ship before they take off.
Yeah, I think we should. It's a mighty good choice of you. Sir, we'll take care of your daughter. That I promise you.
Where should I meet you if you're successful?
Meet us back at this shop right here. Smithy's?
Schmidt Supply.
Yeah, this would be like our base of operations.
Okay,
all right.
I'll meet you here in a couple hours, and I'll come back every day. I really hope this works. And he kind of walks off, and he kind of looks like he did something bad for the first time in his life. He just kind of walks off, his head hung, his eyes like just now drying. What would you guys like to do?
Does this happen to most cities? Are they always corrupt like this?
You asking me?
God, if you're there, sir.
Torm.
or Thomas, anybody with an answer to my question. Is a world like this?
Every city I've ever been to has had its own problems. Yeah, usually they do involve people that just don't like other people. So that's when I stopped caring about following the city's rules. I'm just looking out for myself now.
Well, you've been good to me, so I guess I'll follow you to the death of it, I guess.
All right, well, hopefully we don't die. Start heading towards... Do we know where the headquarters is?
Yeah, you saw it on your way in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's across the river. You'll have to go over the bridge again, but you could easily see it.
Maybe we should come up with a plan on our way. I don't want to get caught off guard. I was trying to watch for you in there, but I got distracted by the shiny thing. I didn't mean to, I promise.
You did your job perfectly. You have nothing to apologize for.
Outstanding.
As I say, I'm going to pull the ammo out and start loading my revolver.
Okay, you got 8 more bullets.
Okay, so I'm going to drop 5 in, take the 3 loose bullets, stick them in the pocket, throw the box away.
Okay.
My eyes gonna go wide. I'm like, I'm impressed. I didn't even see you jump over the counter. Very, very good job.
Thank you. I can be pretty quick.
Okay. As you're walking, you do notice the Town's Guard headquarters is like a 3-story, perfectly square building, and there's like a wall of people like lined like coming out of it. There's tieflings, there's orcs, there's like dark elf, drow, and there's just people, and then you'll see one person like this half orc looking creature like open the doors. He's like, "This is bullcrap, the city's never gonna let me out," and like is walking away. There's like a couple of guards that are like heavily armored, big shields, war hammers, sitting there, somewhat keeping the crowd somewhat organized.
Are all the guards human or elven or?
Yeah, you'll notice like human variant, elvish. You'll notice one dwarf guy, But yeah, they're all like they're all humanoids. There's there's like 4 of them, and then there's the one kind of dwarf guard.
Is it? Are those people? And I'm gonna point at the different people, like the tieflings and the orcs. Are they just dangerous or something? Or why would they treat them like that? I don't understand.
I mean, some of them might be dangerous. I'm not sure what these people did specifically. But I mean, based off the other 2 people we've talked to in this town, sounds like this judge is kind of a D-bag.
Should we just assume that all humans and elves are D-bags then?
Well, I mean, I myself, I like to think I'm not a D-bag.
Right, we're the exception in the town, I would assume. I don't think I hate other people for how they look. I don't know. I've never met one before.
I think, yeah. I don't know. It's a deep question. Maybe we should wait till we get this guy's daughter back to him. Then we can have this talk.
Perhaps so. I'll continue to walk it.
Okay.
Can I scan Can I scan the line of like prisoners, see if any of them look half tiefling, half human?
Yeah, they're not prisoners. These look like just people that are waiting to like talk to somebody at the courthouse, or not courthouse, but the police area.
Gotcha.
Yeah, these are just people that like seem to have like appointments. And as you guys walk closer, one of the human guards kind of looks at both of you. Is like, "Hey, how can I help you all?"
You see, we're here to help. Actually, I don't really know why we're here.
We need to see the schedule for the airships.
That's what it was.
Well, if you're trying to go out of town, you can go to the center at the entrance of the town, the Skyport, and get a schedule from there and buy a ticket.
Does that have the schedule for all the airships leaving?
Well, all of them, but the ones leaving from the courthouse that are going to the caves. But we don't release
what are the
those
caves?
schedules.
Do y'all have like a tourist attraction where we can see the natural formations of the earth or the world that we live on?
We're new to town.
We're new in town.
Yeah, I thought you boys looked new. If you
I'd rather look new than old, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. Let's just say if you boys decide to misbehave or anybody misbehaves, they earn their chance to spend their time serving in the caves and mining ore with their bare hands until they've learned to not be a menace on society.
So y'all hold like classes in the caves?
Of sorts, but these are for prisoners, you see.
Oh, what'd they do to get put there?
Oh, well, if they just don't follow the city's law, they steal, they cheat, there's a whole number of things. I don't remember them all, but...
How would you keep track of all? You have multiple ships leaving every day. That sounds like a logistical nightmare trying to keep track of everything.
Yeah, well, we've got a whole department in the town's guard that takes care of it, that schedules all the flights. You boys interested in working for the town's guard? Is that?
Are y'all hiring? Cause I tell you, I just love to go home and tell my family I work for the city for a while.
Well, it's a pretty big ordeal, but
I'm a pretty big guy, and I'm gonna power up.
Yeah, well, you see, we'd have to take that. We'd commission you your own armor, like what I'm wearing.
But I like my armor. Can we not work around?
You could wear that in your personal time, in your personal work. What
if I worked for y'all during my personal time?
Whoa! And he breaks away from the conversation as this dark elf looking humanoid which looks like an elf, just like a purplish skin. I says, "Get back in line," and he's like, You're not up yet. What's your number? And he pulls the guy's ticket, and he's like, "Yeah, you got a couple more people in front of you." And he's like, "Don't make me tell you again. Hey, you." And he looks back at this tiefling woman. He's like, I don't want to. He's kind of looking, and there's like a lot of people and then there's like more guards are kind of coming up around him, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't like how that one was looking at me. She was," and they're like, and when the dwarf kind of comes up and says, "Hey," and kind of like hits this like tiefling woman.
Whoa! Y'all don't have to be so mean, do y'all? They didn't seem like they were doing anything out of the ordinary.
You boys just mind your own business. And he starts like, he kind of just walks away and goes back into on the other side of the line of people, and the crowd kind of settles down a little bit.
I'm gonna shoot an eye to Thomas. What we do? What we do, Thomas?
We gotta stick to the plan. I know there's a lot of injustice happening, but we're only getting paid to handle one of them. We gotta get that schedule.
Okay.
So is this like a take a number system to get into the court?
It seems like it, but there's nowhere to get a number. You gather these people were like assigned numbers like days ago, like they had their court date or their whatever set up, or they're something to check in with the like police station, the town's guard headquarters.
Baron, that armor you got there, I know it can pull stuff towards you. Can it push stuff away from you?
Not necessarily.
How strong are you?
Well, yeah, I guess it could, but it'd make a really loud noise.
That's true. Okay, I have a plan. How do you feel about knocking out a Crown's Guard?
Can I start now?
All right, let's go somewhere less populated. See if we can catch one off guard. And I'm thinking we'd take his clothes, try to get into this building here.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe if we go to a tavern, we'll catch one just off work. He'll be tired, or he or she.
Yeah, let's go. Start heading towards the tavern, following Thomas.
Okay.
Cool. We go to the nearest tavern we see.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Thomas. I almost hit that one there because I thought you wanted to get arrested. This plan probably sounds a little bit better.
If this fails, I think your plan will take place anyway. So
outstanding.
It's kind of a 2-for-1.
Okay. So you guys go to the closest tavern you notice is the Blue Plate House.
Okay.
And it's got like just a big blue plate on the front door. It seems to be fairly busy. A couple of guards actually come out of the tavern. And you go in and there's like, it's less like a tavern. This is kind of like just looks like a diner at lunch hour.
Okay.
And this, go ahead.
Are there any guards inside?
Yeah, you'll notice a booth that's got 3 or 4 guards. And this young half-elf woman, blonde hair, fairly skinny, says, "Y'all boys just take a seat wherever you like. We're pretty busy, so I'll get with you when I can."
Yes, ma'am.
And she's like pouring what looks like a pot of coffee or something. And as she's pouring the coffee, she's like, "We got 2 specials. We got the club sandwich that comes with the Stone IPA, and then we got the Duvel sandwich, which comes with some locally sourced chips." And then she's like, "Oh, sorry, sweetie." And she starts pouring coffee in another one's cup. She's like,
"Is she at the guards?"
She's at the guards, but she's like talking to you guys.
But she's pouring them coffee?
Yeah.
I'm going to cast heat metal on the coffee pot.
Okay. You start to heat metal, and she's pouring it, and she says, "Yeah," and then the other specials, ow, and she like drops the coffee, and it shatters, and the cop that's standing there kind of stands up and looks up at her. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and he kind of looks up at her, brushes his chest off, says, "It's all right, don't make it happen again." And he goes, "Boys, I'll be back. I'm gonna go change," and he exits the front.
I'm going to walk right out behind him.
Follow him.
Yep.
"Ma'am, I hope you're okay. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get you a wet cloth, help you calm down." And I'm gonna head out with Thomas.
Okay. He walks out and he walks to the right, and there's another building that he's kind of walking to, and between the Blue Plate House restaurant that you guys are at and the other building, there's like a darker alleyway that he kind of goes into, and you see he turns into the alleyway and he pulls out a roll that's like he pulls his backpack out and he pulls out a roll. It looks like he has some spare shirts. He take some armor off. I'd like both of you to make stealth checks.
Standing.
23.
7.
No.
Okay, so he turns the corner, and he starts changing, and without looking at you, Baron, he says, "Boy, can I help you with something?" And he starts to look over at you as he starts unbuttoning his shirt.
How close am I?
As close as you want to be. He went 10 feet into the alleyway.
Okay, I'm casting
So he's
shatter on him.
What's that do?
A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Okay, he's made out of organic matter, so he needs to make a con saving throw. Oh, well. +4, that's a 10.
That does not save.
Okay, so a loud
3d8.
noise?
Yeah, it just basically like an intense in your ear, I don't know, like bursting your eardrums.
Okay.
But only he can hear it, right?
Anybody within 10 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sucked. 6 points of damage.
Oh, wow, that really does suck. Okay. He takes 6 points of damage. He's like, what the? And I'll need both of you guys to roll initiative, please.
16.
1 + 3, so 4.
So Thomas got a 4. And what'd you get, Baron?
16.
Okay. The guard is first. The guard does not look happy, and he doesn't have his armor on. He gets his warhammer, and he comes to you, Baron, and he's going to take his first swing at you. 20.
Hits.
Okay. 1d8. That's 10 points of damage as he pulls his warhammer up, and you can see this guy's like, he's not one of the fat guards. He's pretty good shape. And he swings his hammer at you over one shoulder, and then with his momentum, he pulls it around. He's going to swing at you again. Does a 16. Sorry.
Hits.
Hit. Okay. Another d8. That's 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jeez.
Am I still hidden?
Yep. You are
One.
stealthed.
Wonderful.
And it is Baron's turn.
I will, as I'm stepping towards him, I take those 2 hits. I'll reach down at my hilt with my powered armor and reach down at my hip and pull a hilt out. That as I pull it out, it extends into a blade, and I will cast Booming Blade on the creature, or on him.
Okay.
I'll roll. I guess I should roll to. Let me look at it real fast. Hold on. Because I think you brandish the weapon using the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers a weapon's attack. So I'll roll a d20 to hit first.
Okay.
That is a 10.
That misses.
Then I will attack again with my extra attack. And do
Okay.
the same thing. Nope, that's an 8.
Sorry, it does
Not
not.
working out. And then I'm still like stunned from taking those hits from him. And I'm just gonna keep stepping towards him, just staring deep into his eyes, ready to. I guess not staring deep into his eyes lovingly, but there's a lot of hatred there on my side.
Okay. Thomas.
All right, I'm gonna sneak attack from the shadows.
Okay.
Yeah, I pull a dagger out and I'm gonna lunge at him. There we go. 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. So it's gonna
Don't
be.
forget about all that sneak attack damage and whatnot.
Oh yeah. So it's gonna be 5 for the normal. Then let me roll the sneak attack. 5 + 14, 19 points of damage.
19 more?
19 total.
Oh, okay. Nice. Wow. I didn't know I was getting a rogue this session. Okay. And is that it?
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Okay. It's
Wait.
the guards.
Sorry,
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna bonus action to hide.
Okay. Roll stealth.
24.
Okay. You feel stealthed.
Sweet.
So you kind of like poke out, you hit him, and then you kind of like hide behind a barrel.
Well, I stab him a few times in the neck.
Yeah, before you can get around. And you'll hear as you stab him, like he's like, "Oh!" and he like yells out pretty loud.
Oh, balls.
And he's gonna take his action to kind of yell. He's like, "Guards!" And then his second action is gonna be to swing at you, Baron. That's not looking good. A 15.
15 hits.
All right. 8 plus 3. So 11 points of bludgeoning damage with his hammer.
Man.
And that's it, because he used his other action to call his friends. And it's your turn, Baron.
I will cast Cure Wounds on myself. I have this little robot comes out of one of the pouches, little spider, and he starts like looking for all the places that I'm bleeding and stitching me up real fast.
Nice.
Cool.
I like it.
So I'll go ahead and cast that. All right. So heal myself up a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on myself again, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that will be my turn. I'm back up to 20 health.
Nice.
Okay. Thomas.
All right, same thing. I'm just going to lunge out again with the dagger, try to finish him off here. Ooh, 21 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
So it's going to be 23 points of damage.
Okay. And with that, he kind of like falls to a knee, and like blood is like falling down into the dirt, and he's like, and he's yelling, or he's trying to yell, it seems, and he's going to like half-heartedly swing his hammer at Baron. That'll do it. 25 to hit.
Yep, hits.
That's what sucks about playing with a rogue, is the damage is not spread out at all.
Nope.
That is 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And that's going to be all the action I give him, because he's currently bleeding out. He is...
I'm going to try to knock him unconscious using Booming Blade. I'm going to punch him in the mouth.
So non-lethal.
Non-lethal.
Okay. Go for it. With advantage, because he's like prone.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess with a natural 20, you don't accidentally kill him. Easy enough. You don't roll damage.
And as soon as he goes down, I'm going to get my robot out and stitch up his neck and try to save him from dying.
Okay, you stabilize him.
Stabilize him.
Yeah, he is stabilized, and immediately you hear footsteps coming around the corner. And it's like, what's going on around here? Hey! And he walks towards me. He's like, don't leave. And he's looking at you.
I was just helping him. I don't know what happened. He was bleeding, and I pull out my little robot that was stitching him up. You see? I'm just trying to help, sir.
Make a deception check. I'm crossing my fingers for you.
I want to...
Non-natural 20.
A 20 though?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. He's like, well, who did this?
Your guess is as good as mine. I heard the man screaming. I came running over here to help. He took a swing at me with his hammer as he was falling, and he hit me, and I showed him like where I got dented somewhere on my armor, and then he fell, and I just tried to help him. We need to get this man to the hospital quickly, and I'll pick him up, leaving his armor behind, to start dragging him away.
Okay. This maid guy that came around the corner, he's like, Kennedy, Nella, you guys go that way. Hadley, you help me carry him. He comes over to help you, and he's like, we'll get this.
Can I, he left his shirt like back in the alley, right?
Yeah,
card?
he was changing.
Can I try to sneak back there and throw that shirt on real quick?
Yeah, well, everyone's dispersing.
Oh, okay.
At this point, but yeah, his shirt is left behind.
And is that the uniform, or is it the armor that's...
Well, he has like a breastplate and his shirt.
Okay.
You will notice there's like pants, like their boots aren't quite uniform, but like they're wearing specific like colored pants, like kind of a marooned pants and like a cream shirt, like tighter fitting than yours. and then like a breastplate, which you have everything except for like a nicer pair of boots and the right colored pants.
Okay, cool. But everyone's leaving.
Yeah, everyone's there, and like you haven't been noticed at all.
Cool.
Okay. Do y'all sure y'all don't need me to follow you? I may be able to help.
He's like, yeah, you're gonna need to come with us. And the main guy that's been like directing, he says, yeah, Tony, come over here. And he starts pointing at you. What's your name?
My name's Baron, sir.
Yeah, take Baron to the headquarters, and we need him to fill out a form. This guard was assaulted, and he was the only witness, it seems. So they're all seem to be rushing the guard to the hospital, and Tony there is like, all right, let's go down to the station.
No problem. I'm just happy to be of service, sir.
Okay, and you just walk with them.
Yeah, I'll try to talk to him, like slowly trying to persuade him that I'm a good guy.
Okay. He has no reason not to think. You can go ahead and make a general charisma check to see how this conversation goes.
Okay, that's 18 or
Okay.
10. I misread that.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Okay, with a 10, he seems kind of short with you. Like he's just had a long shift. Like any questions you ask, like it's just yes, no.
Okay.
And you walk up to the main entrance where you guys were earlier, and then you'll notice he says, let's go around the side here. And you guys go around like a side door, and this door opens, and it's like a quieter like office area. So yeah, just take a seat here.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Adeline, we need to ask him some questions, and so she's like, all right, which form? He's like, incident report, officer was attacked. She's like, all right, what's your name, sweetie? And this like short like halfling woman kind of peeks her head over the desk.
Yes, ma'am. The name's Baron, ma'am.
All right,
it's a BHA, and I'll just like slowly spell it out for her.
Yeah. Okay. She fills out this form. It's like on a clipboard. It's like a quill. It's really nice. So this clipboard has like an ink pot like sealed to the top of it. Like it's pretty cool little contraption here.
Fancy.
And she hands it to you, and it's just like a basic questionnaire that says like asks you to write down what happened. It asks you like what were you doing leading up to the event, any descriptions of who did it, and all that stuff.
So
you can.
Do you want me to say what I said, or do?
Yeah.
I described the incident in the tavern where the coffee was spilled, and he got up, and I tell them that I went outside to find a cold rag to cool down the maid who or the waitress that had gotten hit. And as I was out there rinsing off the rag in a nearby was like a torn piece of cloth off my clothing, I heard him scream, and I ran over to see, and he was facing me, but there's blood shooting out of his neck, and he swung at me and hit me with his hammer, and then he fell to the ground. And then that's whenever they came around the corner.
Okay. Yeah. No rolls necessary. What are you doing, Thomas?
All right, so I hung back on to grab his uniform and start getting into the clothes.
Okay. Yeah, you got the clothes on, but like you have raggedy boots on. You don't have like the right colored pants. Like you noticeably don't look like a guard. I'll give you like, you will kind of look like you just went to like an army surplus store or something.
Okay. What are the chances? Do the guards wear name tags?
No, there's no name tags. No badges, like nothing identifying them. It's just besides like their nice armor where everybody else has like kind of ragtag armor or whatever they're wearing.
Okay. Screw it. I'm just gonna head to the headquarters. Just try to walk in and see what happens.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you the one that handles all the scheduling for the airships?
No, that's taken care of on the second floor.
I see.
I promise we'll get you out of here. Just we'll have to examine this, and there'll be some questioning about the situation and stuff, and then you'll be good to go. Just don't leave the city for a couple of days.
Yes, ma'am. It's completely fine.
All right. And you'll see she like walks to the back room, and now you're just kind of alone in there. Nothing going on. Okay, Thomas, you go back to where you just were. You're in front of like the main entrance with the lines of people.
Okay. And I don't know Barons, or do I know Barons in there?
Nope.
No. Okay. All right. I'm just going to kind of sneak my way in, just kind of wait for like a group of guards to start walking in, just kind of work my way into the group, kind of hang back.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
14.
Okay. You can actually make me roll for them because that's not definitive. Well, with a natural 1. You get in and you notice this group of people. There's like stairs. So once you get into the building, there's like this single file line and one person behind this counter talking to each person one by one. It's like the DMV or something. And you'll overhear a conversation like, well, I'm sorry, that's what the judge said. You gotta report every 3 days and that kind of stuff. And this group that you snuck in with are going up some stairs kind of to the right, and you follow them. As you get up to the stairs, there's like an office space, cubicles, in this group. You hear them just kind of chattering. Like, did you hear about Gerard? It's like, yeah, he got in a fight with someone in an alleyway. It's like, what an idiot, just because he dropped some coffee on him or something. He's like, yeah, well, I heard it was that dang waitress down there at the blue plate. He's like, oh, that. And so that you just hear them kind of bantering with each other. And you'll hear a shout from across the room right after you tell me what you were about to say.
I was just gonna look around and see if I could figure out like which office handles the paperwork.
Yeah, you're kind of looking like there's like an open office, like cubicle area, and then there's like single offices, and you'll overhear someone say, "Hey, did you hear anything about that 3 p.m. flight being delayed?" It's like, "Oh no, actually they're doing it a little earlier." And it's one guy that's like in one of the main cubicles in the main building talking to somebody that's in like a side office. And you'll see he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be out for a little bit." The guy in the main office, he says, "I'm gonna be out for a little bit. Gonna go take a late lunch. I'll tell the boss I'll be back in about an hour and a half or so. I gotta go home." And he turns around, locks the door to his office, and walks out.
Okay, the other guy's still there?
Yeah, it's like full of people like at cubicles. There's other people in other offices. It's like
Cool.
After lunchtime now. This guy's taking like a late lunch.
Cool. So can I go up to someone and like from the waist up, I look like a guard, I'm assuming. It's just the waist down. So I kind of like lean on the counter or something to hide the bottom of my body and try to talk to one of these office clerks.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry to bother you.
What? I'm sorry. What's your name?
My name is Schmitty.
Schmitty.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to rush you. I feel really bad. I'm supposed to be on a flight to the caves today, and I can't for the life of me remember which flight I was supposed to be on. Do you mind if you could? Would you help me figure this out? I'm really can't lose my job.
Make a deception check.
15.
What unit are you with?
Would I have any way to know what even type of units they have?
It's your first day in this town.
Can I look at the paperwork real fast? I want to read the first thing I see.
Perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. First one was a 17. Second one is a 22.
Okay, that's pretty good. You will see, like, it's all like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie,
Cool.
Delta, Echo. It goes like that.
Okay, I'm part of the Echo unit. I was part of the Echo unit. You know Judge Boone. I'm sure you know Judge Boone. He specifically pulled me out. He wants me personally on one of these flights. I just can't remember which flight he said.
Well, Kennedy just went out to lunch. He's one of only 2 people with the key to his office. And
Well, one of 2 is the other person. Can they help me?
the other 2 is the chief, and he's on
Oh,
vacation.
I can't go to the chief. I can't lose my job. Okay, thank you. And I'll walk away from him.
And it's just so you know, like from what you heard in conversations, like you have an hour until the ship leaves.
Okay, I know it's that flight.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I see Baron at all? Did I see him on the way in or anything?
Nope. Baron, the halfling lady, comes back in. It's like, all right, they're ready for you now. And she'll like point behind her, and there'll be like a little door behind her.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah. And I just step through.
Okay. And it's like an interrogation room, like you would see in like CSI or something. There's like there's like, it's really weird. This room just has a big mirror in it. I don't know why it would have a big mirror in it. And like very dimly lit, all the lights that are in there are pointing at one chair. And this guy is kind of walking around. And he says, oh, hey, it's Baron, right? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, sir. That's my name.
Baron, why don't you have a seat here? I just want to ask you a couple questions, get your records straight on what happened to my officer today.
Yeah, no problem, sir. I'm sorry if I'm a little nervous. I've never been in a room like this before.
I completely understand. You look like a small town person. So, can you repeat again what happened? And he's like holding the paper in his hand.
Yes, sir. The waitress at the bar, she spilled some coffee on this gentleman, and he ran outside. I was talking to the waitress, told her I'd go get her a wet rag. I ran outside at a water source, the closest one that I had seen anyways, and I ripped off a piece of my cloth and had gotten it wet when I heard the scream coming from behind me. So I took off running over there, rounded the corner, and there he was bleeding out of his neck. It was like shooting out. And he swung his hammer at me, hit me in the side right here, and then collapsed. I saw his eyes start to go, so I dropped down and I pulled out one of my spiders, and I stabilized him as best I could, sir.
Make a deception check. Though you are coloring the truth, you are still lying.
The 21.
Doesn't matter. You're coloring it good. So he says, well, I guess I'm glad that someone like you was around at that time. Did you see anybody else in the alleyway with you?
I can't say it for certain, sir, but when I came around the corner, I saw what looked like a cloak disappear on the other side of the alleyway. It could have been my eyes deceiving me, sir. I'm not used to everything in the city, but it looked like a cloak disappearing over behind the alleyway and the backside of the alleyway.
Okay. Well, you seem like a nice enough guy, but we're gonna have to hold you for a little bit longer, ask a couple more questions, get our thoughts together, and decide if we can let you go home tonight. I'll be back. And he like quickly just leaves.
Okay.
And you are sitting there now in this dimly lit room. What are you doing, Thomas?
I want to find a little bit of privacy, take off the guard uniform, and snag a clipboard from a counter, if I'm able to.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
24.
Okay, easy enough. You now have your normal clothes on, and you have a clipboard?
Yep.
Okay.
So I saw Baron walk away with the guard, so I would assume he's in here, right? Somewhere in the building.
You did not see Baron.
You
did see Baron walk away. You'll assume he's somewhere in the building, but no idea what entrance he went in, anything like that.
Okay. I don't know what to do.
Let's do
I put us in a bit of a pickle, I believe.
Leave it to Chad.
I guess I'm gonna just start roaming the building, looking for signs that say like holding or interviews, something to kind of give a clue. I would assume they're questioning him because he was found with a dying guard. So
Yeah, you'll eventually find the room. You'll find a room that has like a receptionist. It's a halfling woman, and she'll say, "Yeah, how can I help you?"
Hi, I'm with Warwick Remodeling. I'm taking measurements for the project we're starting next week.
Deception check.
21.
Nice.
My rolls are good.
More remodeling. All right.
Well, when they're paying with taxpayer dollars, no one cares.
Yeah, got that right. And she kind of like just looks down and is continuing to do her work.
Is this the interview? The holding?
Yeah, we've got somebody in there right now.
You mind if I just get some measurements real fast? I won't say a word to him.
Can't do that. Make a persuasion check though.
14.
Let's see. All right, make it quick.
All right, thank you.
And she like opens the door for you, and it's this dimly lit room, and you see this robotic man sitting in a chair.
Cool. So it's just that room and then the office where she is. There's no hallway or anything.
No hallway. It goes directly into this room. And well, there is a second door like behind the counter that she was at. You went on the door on the right.
Okay.
And there's the long mirror that is
okay. As I walk in, I was like, excuse me, sir, I just have to get some measurements real fast. And I'll start pretending to look at stuff until I could kind of get a little bit further into the room away from this woman.
Make a deception check. Let's do a performance check because you are acting.
Oh no, 3.
What place did you say you're with?
Warwick Remodeling.
Interesting.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I go pee?
Not.
I don't mean to bother you, but I've been holding it for like 2 hours, and I think I'm about to piss myself.
She says, "Yeah, I'm sure you can. Let me go ask the chief." She walks out and closes the door behind her. For the sake of brevity, the door stays shut for a really long time. And we're going to end there because you guys are being held.
Oh.
So great, guys. You didn't even get to the real part.
Sorry.
No, that was perfect. That's prime D&D.
I want to...
So I was trying to rush it, which is why I was balls to the wall with it, and I put us in a predicament.
The rolls were good. It was just like, I don't know how you get out of it. It kind of started going downhill when you attacked.
When we murdered a guard.
Attacked a guard right on the other side of a wall of other guards. I was like, I don't see how they get out of this. If I was going to let Jackson roll a lock picking and a stealth check if he wanted to be so bold to try to pick the lock
to that office.
Try to get in there. Yeah. But how you were gonna get Chad, or should I say Barin, out of the interrogation room, you should if you'd have got better than a 3 on your performance, like at that point that guard lady, or not even a guard, she was just like a secretary, was very suspicious.
Yeah, I was about to just hit her in the head and run.
Yeah, and then you really would have been screwed. I would have let you try to get out of the room, but they were watching you guys on the other side of the glass.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So you guys would have had to make initiative rolls, beating like 4 other guards to get out.
Nice.
And then there would have been no saving this girl because there's no way you actually. Okay. First, let's just reset. Chad, what did you think?
I like the whole steampunk setting. I think there's a lot of play there as far as like character design, which I really put. I'm sorry, my dog's attacking me. He's
You're
fine.
fine.
There's a lot of play there with character design. That's really where I took off. I was really excited about my character, the whole playing the Artificer. This is my first time playing Artificer, however you say it. So I don't think I got his build down right, but I'm not big on min-maxing build. I built him how I thought would be fun. And he's definitely way less takey than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I kind of balls to the wall that, but the whole idea, the world it seems pretty cool. The steampunk aspect of it's really cool, and I think it has a good direction. Like you have a reason or a thing to do. Now,
Yeah.
how we're gonna figure out how to do that thing, I don't know, but there is something to do.
Yeah. So I definitely think next time Chad comes on, we pick
continue
that up.
this.
Yeah, we do a
Oh,
part
yeah.
2. Jackson, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was super cool. I was super excited to use a gun, which I never got to fire, unfortunately. But no, I love the idea of steampunk having the Zeppelins, the airships. I was stoked to get on one of those and see what happened up there. But
Yeah, you guys were totally supposed to at some point.
were we supposed to? Did you plan us getting to the caves tonight?
Yeah. No. You wouldn't have. The whole
caves?
point is to never get to the caves and get her
Oh,
off
I
the
got you.
Zeppelin.
True.
So, let me read the summary of this module real quick.
Oh, is that gonna spoil it for if we do a part 2?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I want to review the module, and
Yeah.
then I want to do part 2 because I want to see what happens. Because at this point, like you guys know what you need to do. Like there's no.
I got you.
So the players need to rescue a rebellious teenage tiefling, Annabelle, who is sentenced to life in prison for a petty crime and is now being delivered to the prison. She's being transported by Zeppelin, guarded by paladins. Players will need to steal the papers describing the Zeppelin's schedule and route, steal griffins to chase it and board it, find and liberate Annabelle, escape, and cover their tracks. So I kind of ruined one little thing, but I want to give like the full rundown of the module here. From a DM's perspective, this is not so beginner friendly because there's a lot of gaps. So if you're an experienced DM, this one's great because like I get my main characters. I have Annabelle here, Commander Edgar Sharp, which is the main commander of the Zeppelin you guys are going to get on. There's Thomas Thatcher, who's the dad. There's the snooty servant who is on the Zeppelin. He's like a butler type of person. There's the Griffins. The Griffins are pretty fun. I'm going to ruin that in a second. And there's Judge Boone. So the Griffins, the description of them is 4 hilarious comic relief Griffins: Maximus from Tangled, goofy baby Griffin, old grumpy fragile Griffin, and dangerous confident alpha male Griffin. So there's 3 like different types of personalities. So real quick, this adventure is at rpgadventures.io. If you just do like a search on the page for Zeppelin, you'll see this one. We can link to it in the description as well. So they kind of organize their adventures differently than Adventures Awaits. He kind of gives you this summary, the characters, then he gives you scenes. So there's the Thomas begging the judge scene. There's stealing papers from the police precinct, which was supposed to be a little smoother.
See, I knew we had to do that, but how to do that, I didn't know what to do.
So I'll go ahead and say this. The description, I'll just read the whole section for the stealing papers part.
Yeah, go for it.
The documents describing the Zeppelin route and schedule are located on the 2nd floor of the police precinct. During the day, it is filled with the cops. At night, the 1st floor is guarded by sleepy guard. The 2nd floor is a cleaning janitor. So I think the writers here are assuming the players are going to stake out the precinct, learn a schedule. The next scene is the skyport. And it says players arrive at the skyport. They see Zeppelins and skyships coming in and out. And they see Annabelle's Zeppelin just left. So you guys were going to be late to the Zeppelin no matter what. So that you had to figure out yourself. I hinted at the Griffins before.
Yeah, I do remember you saying that.
You can also commandeer a small tourist airship if you decided to go to the whatever it's called. If you
The
decide to go
skyport.
to the skyport, yeah.
It almost seems tricky for like beginner players also, I would think, just because it is so open-ended. I feel like
Yeah.
you have
Yeah,
to
and that's
get
why
like
it's
you just have to be creative about how you accomplish everything.
Yeah, RPGadventures.io, their stuff is more prompt. Like here's a thing. Like they essentially give you a hook and kind of what's going on. And they say they could do it this way, they could do it this way. But if you guys didn't see any of them, I probably would have just kept hinting at the other options or let you guys come up with some crazy thing. Like, oh, I'm an Aarakocra, I can fly or something.
Cool.
Yeah. So essentially, you guys would have got on the Zeppelin, and hopefully we do a part 2 of this. You get on the Zeppelin, you fight through the guards. Yeah, I really thought for a second it was going to have to be a prison break.
I'm thinking it's gonna have to be that either way. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's about where we are. I honestly forgot about the Griffin. Like, it kind
Yeah.
of escaped my mind.
Yeah.
Well,
this one's a cool one just because right now it's a cool situation. It doesn't matter. Like, I didn't really spoil anything. Like, you knew you're gonna have to somehow figure out how to get this girl off of this, and then
for sure. Yeah.
But it was a cool setting. I had to do a lot, but it was a really good prompt. When I say I had to do a lot, like if I was a brand new DM, I would have been overwhelmed and not done. I wouldn't have. I don't know if it had been super easy. So
you would have dropped D&D just as quick as you started.
No, but I think it would take a couple sessions before this one went well. I'd have to play with a couple groups.
Yeah.
This is how I prefer to play D&D's open-ended prompts, because I feel like whenever things are structured, like the D&D actual modules, like what is it, the Mine of Founder or whatever, there's like the first beginner one, it's so structured that you have a hard time letting your players do anything. So but and you're less prepared when they get off, like they get off on their own tangents. Like, I think the first time me and Cole and Devin played, Cole tamed a bear and I had no idea how to handle that.
Yeah, it happens. But I mean, it's a good place to start, as long as, I think the big thing DMs need to remember is like, it's not static. It's about in the moment being able to create something fun. Like, there's a lot that I just had to come up with to get you guys going. So this one gives you, this one's super open-ended. So as a DM, you got to be prepared to. I had to do some more prep. I had to generate. I generated the city. I had to generate all the taverns and stuff. I manually added the Town's Guard headquarters, Skyport, and the courthouse, and the NPCs that go in those. So I had to actually go figure stuff out because I had like 3 NPCs. So if you had to give it a star rating from 1 to 5,
I feel like we're rating on potential almost, just because we didn't get very far. But I mean, I think I'd give it a 5. I'm having a blast. I'm super stoked to get on the airships, and then there's the whole political drama with the judge. So I'm sure once you get back, you have to take care of that. So yeah, I think it's super awesome.
Yeah, I'll say from a module review point of view, like, none of that's taken care of. That's why it's kind of a harder DM thing, because like once your players want to get it, like, no, it's fine. It's like, be prepared though as a DM to handle that.
Yeah,
because it's just so I can read the resolution if you want me to. First though, Chad, if you have 1 out of 5 stars, what do you think?
I think I'd go with I think a 4, a low 4. I think it's good. I think it's cool. I like the world. There's not a lot to go off of, and how you meet the person that you're with isn't really explained. Like, if it would have just given us a little something, I think that would have been better.
Well, none of that is described at all in the module.
Right, so then it may be more for like an ongoing campaign. It's just a module to give you some inspiration.
Yeah.
So I think a 4 is good.
Yeah,
but creating a steampunk world is difficult.
Yeah, and all I had to go off of was like Zeppelins, and that's about it, and like the Paladin guards and stuff.
That's true.
Fine. they're not promising to give you all that. I'm just saying, like, as a DM, be prepared if you're going to run this module.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jackson.
I think everything that I'm enjoying has been probably the stuff that you added, not so much because the module itself is go save the girl from the corrupt cops, basically. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's still good. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a cool concept, like the Zeppelin heist thing. I like. They came up with that, and this like the corruptness like just came from the judge being racist against.
Yeah, the judge.
Tieflings.
It seemed like the town was, the guards were too, because the guards were I just
added that.
Okay.
So maybe we should maybe I should add some more details and write a more detailed version of this module with like a more scoped out world or something.
Yeah.
If that's something the world is interested in, I don't know how are they going to let us know, Jackson? Email us.
Yeah, email oneshotascapades@gmail.
Yeah, we'll have a link to a form. Or some kind of voting poll or something.
Just run a vote or run a voting campaign on Twitter. That's what most people do.
Yeah, maybe
we gotta start Twitter.
We'll have to make a Twitter. Yeah,
cool.
But I think I like this concept. I think it'd be cool to take it and run with it.
Yeah,
add a little more detail.
For sure.
Great job DMing. I mean, handling my wild. I like to do crazy things, and I apologize for that. But
yeah. Well, if it wasn't you, I would have prepared half the time.
No, it's fair.
I'm just kidding. So Chad, I need to send you this link for the new version of Dungeons.tech. I used it heavily today.
Nice.
It's actually in the general channel of our Discord server. But now it will generate a whole city for you with NPCs, taverns, blacksmiths, magic shops. So Schmidt's Supply was something that was generated along with Leon, the NPC.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
So I had a little prompt here. He was smart, energetic, and perspective. Truly enjoys living on the edge. That's kind of what I went off of. Only thing I didn't use is his race because he's a half orc here, but the setting didn't allow for him to be like a business owner and a half orc.
Right.
Yeah. I wanted to really portray the racism thing. But his alignment was lawful evil, which I love the thought of this guy owning this supply shop being like lawful evil. Like he pays his taxes, but he like overcharges for dumb things or something. Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm really excited to get Dungeons.tech out so DMs can start using the generation tools and stuff.
From what I've seen of it, it's really cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right. Well,
cool.
I think it's a good stopping point. Chad, I'm excited to have you on to finish and see what happens to Barin.
Yeah. He's going to be using Thomas. A lot of my next campaigns. Anytime I play again, it's going to be Barin for sure.
Yeah, sweet. I think this needs to turn into like our own game outside of the podcast.
I honestly, yeah.
Just cool. Baron and Thomas getting into crap.
Yeah.
Hey, this is really cool what you are doing too, by the way. I think it's awesome. Y'all are both good podcasters too.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. Tune in next episode.
Yeah.
All right. Cut it there.
All right. Bye. Okay. See ya.
Yeah. We'll do it later. Jackson will just paste those in somewhere.
3, 2, 1.
This show is part of the Pencil Rocket Network. Visit pencilrocketnetwork.com to check out our other shows. Have a nice trip.
We have lifted off.
Hey, did you enjoy that one shot you just heard? Would you like to run your own? If you visit dungeons.tech/pod and enter your email address, we will send you free modules that we created, as well as links to our favorite modules from the community. That's dungeons.tech/pod.